Hi everyone, Steven from Futurelooks, and today we are going to be checking out a product from the folks at Zoom. This is called their H4n or H4 Next handy recorder. This is a follow-up to their very popular H4 recorder, which is something that a lot of digital SLR filmmakers have been using to get better quality sound. Now, as we all know, DSLRs that have video capability offer fantastic video quality, but the area that they fall short in is, of course, audio quality. Now, the H4 series is actually capable of a lot of really high-level studio quality, musician type features that I have no clue how to utilize. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to unbox and kind of give you an overview from the perspective of someone that's looking to beef up their audio quality on their videos. The Zoom H4n comes with an amazing array of features. As you can see on the box here, every single square inch is covered with something cool that this thing does. So let's pop open the box here. And inside here, we've got the contents, pretty well laid out. Underneath this chunk of goodness here is the instruction manual. And inside you also get a software CD, it looks like. So we'll just pop that out here and show you what's inside. This looks to be a product manual, or not product manual, a product catalog, so you can see what else Samson makes, and they make some really fantastic products. I recommend you check them out. There's a copy of Cubase LE5. There's some SD card precautions. Now there is a list of tested cards on their website, so if you're not sure if those cheap SD cards that you bought during Black Friday will do the trick, you might want to check out their site for their latest compatibility list. Here's the warranty registration card. And of course, here's some instructions. Now this is for Cubase. So there's a quick cheat sheet here to get you all started and ready to roll up that software. There's also a, this actually shows off what the software revision history is. The software inside this particular unit has actually been updated recently. There is a new firmware on the Zoom website. And as I was saying, there are a lot of features in this particular product, a lot of which I may never use or may not fully understand. And this manual is actually quite extensive. It goes through a lot of the functions and the workflow. So even if you don't know what you're doing here, you can probably go through the index and pick the function that you're looking for and just walk through it a few times, and you'll probably understand how to use it by the end of the walkthrough. We see that the H4n comes with a windsock, and this is a very basic foam windsock. There's also a 1 GB memory card in the box. Now this might sound like very little, but in reality, if you're not recording for more than an hour, this will basically give you an hour and 29 minutes of recording time on 1 GB at 16-bit by 48 kilohertz. There's also a USB cable that it comes with. Now this serves two purposes. Number one, it serves the purpose of transferring via USB 2.0 the files that you create. And number two, it also turns the H4n into a standard USB recording device. If you're using Windows 7, there's no drivers needed because it just sets up as a USB microphone. I believe the same happens with Mac OS X. This gizmo here is actually a mic stand adapter. Now what that means is that there's a little hole in the back of the H4n, and this simply screws to the back of it, allowing you to use a mic stand with the H4ns. This is the AC adapter here, and this should plug into the bottom of the H4n, and I'll show you where that goes in a second. And finally, if there's nothing else underneath here, we've got the H4n Zoom recorder itself. Now this comes with a protective case, which is nice, and inside, of course, is the H4n. Now just a quick walkthrough of the unit itself. Here are the XY microphones here, and they allow you to record in a 90-degree pattern or a 120-degree pattern. and all you need to do is to switch from one pattern to the other is just to rotate the capsules, and it will show you on the front here whether it's in 120° or 90°. You'll see an external mic input. Now this is actually very convenient for hooking up a lavalier. And if you do hook up a lavalier, keep in mind that you do turn off these two microphones. This whole capsule here is actually metal. It's quite sturdy, so maybe if you drop it, it'll take the beating. I don't want to drop it, so I won't be testing that. On the back here, you'll see that there's that hole here I was talking about where you mount this little kind of stand here, and this will allow the H4n to drop into a mic stand so you can use it as a standard microphone. Here's the battery compartment. Takes two AA batteries. There's also something called stamina on or off, and that's right up here. There's a button right here, and what that'll do is it'll extend battery life from the standard 6 hours with two AA batteries to 11 hours. Keep in mind it does turn off some of the functions. I can't remember which ones, but it does take away some of the higher level functions so that you can actually get that sort of battery life. You'll see that there's two high Z or high Z, depending on where you come from, US or Canada, inputs that are also XLR, and they are phantom powered. So these inputs allow you to use an XLR connector or a 1/4-inch phone jack as well too, so you can use either or. And also in this area is of course the power adapter input, and that's where this puppy goes. So you can power it off of just a standard wall plug if you're using it in a studio or extended sessions where you don't want to chance using batteries that might be worn out. This is the 1.9-inch LCD screen. I've just popped some batteries in here, so I'm going to show you what the display looks like. And it does take a bit of time to kind of boot up. And because we didn't put a card in here, it says no card. There is no internal memory, so you do need to use a card. Now it'll take up to a 32GB SDHC card. So if that 1GB is not enough for you, you can actually upgrade that fairly easily. And I'm assuming that it's hot swappable, so you can just pop it in when you need to on the fly. So if you run out of room during a recording session, it should pick up. And look at that, it does do that, which is really handy. So if you're recording and you run out of space, you can immediately swap in a new card, which is very, very handy. I actually didn't realize that you could do that, so there you go. And this is also the control panel, which is a lot bigger than the H4, so if you're just hunting and grabbing for it, you could probably feel your way through the control panel because the buttons are nice and big. All the most used functions are labeled for all of the buttons, so if you're recording mic inputs, you can adjust those on the fly. The record button is nice and big. There is a 2-second delay, which actually records 2 seconds ahead, and you can see that the functions are actually very self-explanatory here. There's a lot to play with here in the menu. You can do all sorts of really neat things with it. Here you've got the input, and by pushing down on the dial you can select it. Lots of features here that I'm not going to get into in depth because you can also read about it in the manual. On the other side of the device, there is a place for remote control. The remote control is optional, it doesn't come with it, but you can pick it up for as low as $29.99, and what that allows you to do is control the unit from a little bit further away because it's still wired, probably about 6 feet away, and that will reduce the amount of handling noise on the H4n when you are recording. There's a line out and a headphone or a headphone jack, and you can use this to monitor the output from the device. Or what you can do is if you don't have any syncing software, and that's something that I'll talk about in a second, you can actually pipe this directly into your camera and just use the microphones on board or whatever is plugged into here to phantom power to get your audio track into your DSLR if you want to save some time. Again, there's the USB connection, which turns it into a mass storage device or a USB microphone. And there's also a power on and hold button here. The power on, of course, is self-explanatory, but the hold button allows you to basically stuff it in your pocket if you're miking someone for a film, and then that way you don't hit any of the buttons by accident. So there you have it. That's the Zoom H4n unboxed for you. Again, a very well featured, or rather even over featured, because probably most of these features that are inside, like it actually includes a lot of different musical effects for instruments that I will probably never use. But one thing is for certain is that these guys are extremely popular for filmmakers and videographers that are looking to really beef up the production quality of their videos. Now that we've got great devices that capture high quality audio like the Zoom H4n here, there's a kind of a problem with the workflow, and that's the fact that now you have to deal with an extra audio track that doesn't synchronize with any of the stuff that you've recorded on your camera. So what do? Well, you can do the manual method by trying to line up waveforms one by one, or you can look at the software that's put out by a company called Singular Software. And this software is called Pluralize, and this is our quick pimp out for them because they're also a Vancouver-based company. And how this software came about is the fact that the owner of the company actually created this software because he was so frustrated with having to synchronize all these different tracks together. It is for the PC platform. It also comes in a beta for OS X and works with a lot of your non-linear editors like Premiere Pro, Final Cut, and even Vegas. The software runs for about $149, but it's very, very advanced because what it does is it actually takes all of your video tracks plus the reference audio and the single master track that you capture with a high quality capture device like the H4n, and it will synchronize everything together in a sequence. Taking it one step further, Pluralize also has the ability to completely replace any existing audio tracks in your video clips. So most of the time the audio that you take on the onboard mics of most of your devices is garbage anyway. So by allowing you to basically merge the best audio with the best video that you've taken is a real time saver. So I definitely recommend it. If you're going to pick this up and use it for filmmaking or videography, you've got to download at least the trial and try it out, and I guarantee that you're going to open up your jeans and pay the $149 for it, because it's totally worth it. If you like what we're doing here, or if you simply want to hear what the H4n sounds like in some of our future videos, because we are going to put this into use very shortly, make sure you subscribe to our channel so that we know that what we're doing is something that you like. Again, my name is Steven, and thanks again for watching. We'll see you again.